right. What's up, everybody? This is David from the Fraser Chronicles podcast. I am your host for today. And today we're going to be doing a episode with Desanique. And we're going to be talking about her childhood and the things that kind of led her up to some of the trauma that she had in her life. So as of right now, Desanique, the floor is yours. You can tell the listeners out there whatever you want them to know. And then we'll hop into the questions and different things of that nature.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Dejanique Smith. I am 31 years old. I am from California. Um, I have a 2-year-old son. Um, and pretty much we're going to talk about what led up to me getting shot.
Yep. So my first question is, we're gonna start off with your childhood and things like that. And as this is a series, the first question is, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood? Give us some of that backstory and kind of where you've been and all of those great things.
So I say my childhood was like half and half good, half bad. When it came from my grandmother, my childhood was very good. When it came from my mother, my childhood was bad. Um, so my mother has 7 kids and 6 baby dads, and I have my own dad. And my dad, when I was 3 years old, my dad tried to kill my mom. She died twice on the operating table, and basically, they revived her, brought her back to life or whatnot. When I was 9, her lungs collapsed again. She died again, came back to life. But basically, from that situation with my father, is what held her grudge over me. It was very confusing because she didn't have a grudge towards him. Like when it came to him, she didn't testify against him. She put in a hardship for him when he was in prison so he could be closer to home, so my grandmother could take me to go see him. She talked to him throughout the whole years of, his incarceration. He was incarcerated for 14 years only because he had priors with her from putting his hands on her and stuff. Even when he got out of prison, the best of friends. But somehow along the way, she hated me. So I got the shit end of the stick. Um, Mentally, physically, and verbally abused, just because of what he did to her. She wanted me to. She wanted me to hate him, but she didn't want him to know that she felt a way towards him. If that makes sense, like
Yeah.
she wanted me to hate him for what he did to her, but I'd never seen the bad in him. You get what I'm saying? Because I was 3. I never seen
Right.
what his family did to her, like the stories that she was trying to implant in me. I just didn't see no bad in the people that she wanted me to see bad in, and they were so good to me. So I loved my grandma, I loved my aunties, I loved my dad, and she hated that. She hated that. She
Mm.
hated that. She hated that. So she literally gave me hell with my life. Um, so like I was a very troubled kid growing up. I run away, never go to school. She would always put me out and then call the police and say um, I ran away, even though she put me out. It was just, it was just crazy. I just never understood it. So when I got like when I was 16, I went to Job Corps, and I started going to church at Job Corps, and I gave my life to God. And when I was like 18, I finally went to go talk to my mom, because it was like going to church. It made me understand that you only get one mom and one dad, no matter what you go through with them. So I didn't want to live life hating my mom or feeling a way towards her. and either one of us leave this earth not having no relationship with each other or no memories with each other. And so I went to her to talk to her, and just tell her pretty much how I felt about how she treated me growing up. And she told me, she was like, I can honestly say that I hated you growing up because of what your dad did to me. And I'm just now realizing that it wasn't your fault on why you didn't see what I seen in them. She was like, I just wanted you to believe me and you never believed me. So we like we became, can you see me still?
Yep.
Okay, okay. We became how do you say it? We became like, cool cool, and started trying to build a bond from there and stuff like that. But it was still rocky because like I had my ups and downs with it. Like, yes, I wanted to forgive her, but I still have so much hatred in my heart for how, she treated me growing up. So, and it was like she she would always throw her other kids in my face. Like, that's why the boys are my favorite. That's why I love them more. Just I wish I would have stopped at the boys and never had y'all. It was, I don't know what it is about her girls, but she just didn't like her girls but loved her boys. And so it's like constantly hearing that over and over again. It just continued to have you to grow hatred, because it's like, okay, what am I even trying with you for if you're just constantly going to feel how you feel?
Right.
Um, so I will always tell, and one thing she did not like about me is that I always kept it real. Like, I always told her the truth. Like,
Yeah.
how are you so mad at me? How are you so mad at my dad's family, but you ain't mad at the person that tried to kill you?
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
hate his family, his sisters, my grandmother, everybody under the in the sea, but you don't want to hate him.
Yeah.
And her excuse was because my dad is the one that helped her get off of drugs. He was the only one. She felt like, I guess she felt like she owed him something because he helped her get off of drugs and made her get all her kids back. Because when um she gave up all her kids at birth because she was on drugs. So my dad came in the picture. He got her clean and made her get all her kids back. So I guess she felt like, a loyalty towards him. But it's like, okay, I understand that, but it still doesn't make sense on why you hate everybody else outside of him. But growing up, I had to learn that, like, I guess their generation, I don't know, they're the old school generation. Like, I don't, they just got a one track mind. Like, it's how they feel things should go is just how they feel things should go. Because even still to this day, when we bump heads, like, right now, she's a whole different person. Um, Strictly, like, head first in the church, in the Bible and stuff like that, and literally tries to be best friends with me. And I tell her, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm willing to be cool, but the best friend part, or that relationship that you want to have, like, it's never going to be that. And it's
Right.
never going to be that just because it's too late for that. Like, I'm not you. What you're trying to build now is what you should have built with me as a kid. That was when I needed it. And
Oh
so
yeah.
she's like, you're I'm not gonna keep letting you hold what I did, like my past, over my head. Like, you need to let it go and forgive. But I'm like, you can't give me a time limit on my healing
Yeah. Yeah.
at all. You cannot give me a time limit on my healing because, first of all, I'm still going through it.
Right.
I'm trying. I've done, all my life has have been trauma. I've needed to heal from you, outside of you, needing to heal from the raggedy men I've decided to date. Needed to heal from being shot, need to heal from being stabbed, need to heal from. I got so many things that I need to heal from, and you're trying to just make it about you.
Right.
And what I keep telling her is, I can't heal with you in my presence.
Right.
She is the main babysitter for my son, so I see her a lot, or whatever the case may be. But it's like, I don't know. She's very forceful. She tries to force things, and don't give me my time. Don't give me my peace to, how do you say it? Like,
Like the opportunity to kind of get your mind right and
yeah,
refocus and kind of redirect. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Doesn't give me my healing space
Yeah.
to, be in tune with myself to heal.
Right.
So, um, So yeah, my like I said, my childhood, one half was great, one half wasn't. My grandmother, once my dad went to jail when I was 3, my grandmother did a fantastic job at being there for me, spoiled me to death, never went without nothing, clothes, shoes, hair done, money. Granny did it.
Yeah.
But my mom hated that. She hated it. So it's like I had it good with my grandmother, bad with my mom. Um, my grandmother unfortunately passed away when I was Shh. I'm on a Zoom meeting. I'm on a Zoom meeting. It's recorded. Can you? Okay. I love you too. Uh, um. So, but my grandmother passed away when I was 16,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like the worst time of my life because I was trying to. I literally, first and foremost, I did not even know my grandmother was dying.
Oh,
Nobody told me on purpose
wow.
because they knew how close me and my grandmother was. Like when I tell you, I was the grandchild that, like, me and my grandmother, we matched everything, clothes. We dressed alike every single day. Like, I don't know, that was my girl.
Wow.
So I never knew she had cancer for all these years, and just one day, out of the blue, I'll never forget. It was the Easter Sunday, and my dad called me. Mind you, my dad's out of prison by this time. He got out when I was 14. My grandmother passed away when I was 16. So I get out of church. He was like, you need to go see your grandmother. She not gonna make it till tomorrow. I'm like, what? What do you mean
Yeah.
she not gonna make it till tomorrow? I just was with her last weekend. Cause one thing for sure, I dedicated all my weekends to my grandmother.
Yeah.
Um, ever since my dad was in prison, because she made me go see him for 14 years straight in prison. So even after he got out of prison, my weekends was still towards her because it was just a routine. And she worked during the week, and that was the only time I was able to see her. So
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean she ain't gonna make it till tomorrow? I just was with her last weekend, and she was perfectly fine. We went out to eat, we went shopping. She took me shopping. Like, he was like, you just need to go to the hospital and see her. I'm like, is you gonna take? I'm 16. I ain't got no car. You gonna
Right.
take me?
Right.
And he like, well, I ain't gonna be able to make it out there, or something. He said, like, I ain't gonna be able to make it out there. I'm like, okay, so how am I supposed to get there? My mama ain't got no car. Like, how am I supposed to get there? I wholeheartedly don't even know who took me to. I think one of my brothers came and got me and took me to the hospital. When I tell you, when I walked in that hospital room, my grandmother did not even look like herself. She had liver cancer from,
Mm-hmm.
like, being an alcoholic over the years, but I didn't even know she was an alcoholic because just me growing up, she didn't drink. She was just like a full blown Christian and in church and only played Christian music, like from my time of growing up. So whatever
Right.
she did for me, I didn't have no knowledge of that. So she had liver cancer, whatever. So my grandmother was like literally 4'10", 105 pounds, if even.
Mm.
She literally was in a hospital bed looking like she was 10 months pregnant. Her stomach,
Wow.
it was so bloated. I was like, who the f is this? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Literally, they said my grandmother wouldn't wake up for nobody. When I went in the hospital room and my grandmother heard my voice, she literally opened her eyes and smiled and told me she loved me and closed her eyes and passed away.
Wow.
Literally. And I just cried and I 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 cried. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, you was just perfectly fine. Like, why wouldn't I was so mad at the whole family because like, why wouldn't y'all prepare me for this?
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm 16, so I'm hanging out. I'm not answering as many calls from my grandmother no more because like I'm grown. I'm thinking I'm grown now. But if I would have knew she was dying, I wouldn't have been acting like that. So I'm mad. I'm pissed. Like, why would y'all not tell me, knowing that this is the person that I worship, the ground they walk on?
Yeah.
And I done been ducking and dodging her, and it's crazy because my aunties would say little slick stuff like, "Okay, you treating your grandmother like you treating her, and when she ain't here, you gonna regret it." And I'm like, "Why the fuck is you saying that? Like
Yeah.
my granny know I love her. Like she know that like I'm just not a kid no more. She know how this goes. She know like how
Yeah.
growth goes. Like come on."
Yep.
And so when it happened, I'm like y'all wrong. Like y'all wrong. I was mad at everybody. Probably didn't talk to that family for years. After the funeral, I probably didn't talk to them for years. So I'm like, y'all didn't care about me because if y'all care, y'all would have prepared me for this. Like
Yeah.
this was the only person I had in my life that truly loved me unconditionally.
Right.
The only person that cared about my well-being. The only person that dropped everything that they were doing to come save me if I called. The only person that made sure I kept my hair done. Like the only person that even taught me how to be a lady as far as hygiene and anything of that nature. Like
Yep.
so this is where me and my mom had our other falling out. So mind you, my mom never liked my grandma, but
Mm.
she allowed my grandma to like pick me up, take me go see my dad, hang out with my grandma, stuff like that. But that was it. She wouldn't even let my grandma come in the house. I had to go meet my grandma at the corner every time she came and got me. She had the nerve to come to my grandmother's funeral. So I'm mad. I couldn't even shed a tear at the funeral
Yeah.
because what the fuck are you doing here? You don't even like
Yeah.
her. Like you could play any other game you want to play, but don't play with my granny.
Yeah.
I already played with her enough, and I already don't like you enough to even no, no.
Yeah.
So she had the nerve to come to her funeral, get up there and speak, and I kid you not, I go home. They gave me a big old picture of my grandma, like an 8 by 12 picture, maybe even bigger. One of those big, the pictures
Yeah.
that they hang, put at the funeral, like next to the
Yep.
casket. They gave me that
Those
picture.
big. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Them big ones.
yeah,
Yep.
the big one. So gave me that picture of her and an obituary, and I took it home. And literally, I was asleep. My mom came in here, took the picture and obituary, ripped it up. Came in here, she ripped it up, cut up the picture into small little pieces, and then came in there, woke me up, and was like, "I told you don't bring that bitch in my house."
Mm.
Oh, when I tell you, I must have flipped that house upside down and flipped her upside down. Like, I was so pissed because if you would have said don't bring her there, how you gonna say don't bring her there and you just was at her funeral?
Yeah. Yeah.
Make it
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah. That don't make sense at all.
You didn't tell me no shit like that.
Right.
So that was it. I literally ran away and I did not go back. I did not go back. I was like, I'm not going back. I'm not fucking with her. Like, I'm gonna fuck around and be in jail because of
Yeah.
this. I was gone for like 3 weeks, and then my friend encouraged me to call her and just tell her, like, she like, just ask her to put you in Job Corps. That's it. She was like, Job Corps provides you housing. You get, you do a trade there, and then you could basically you can go to college from there and live in the dorms. Just she was giving me the format on how
Yeah.
it goes or whatnot. So I
Hmm.
swallowed my pride and called her and asked her if she could put me in Job Corps, and she said yeah. So we went through that process. She put me in Job Corps, with a Job Corps, and really never looked back her way. I graduated Job Corps. After Job Corps, I moved to Georgia with my sister. Um, she was supposed to help me start a life out there, and she didn't help me do nothing. So I ended up coming right back to California. But I came back and lived with this boy I had met in Job Corps.
Hmm.
Like I was like dating at Job Corps, like yeah, you just be bored at Job Corps, and once you leave there, it just be like, like so,
And kind of like it's kind of like what the okay, it is what it is. Like try to make figure life out.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally, like you just doing it because you're bored and you ain't got nothing else to do. But then
Yeah.
once I leave here, I'm not taking you serious because like you're not a part of my future type
Yeah.
thing. But he ended up being a part of my future because um he was the only one. He was willing to wait. He was so in love with me, like he was willing to wait for me to get done with college in Georgia, and like until I came back home. So we would talk every day and stuff like that. And I was like, man, the promises that my sister made me, um, she ain't holding to nothing out here. Like I done enrolled in school and she ain't even taking me. She won't get up. I keep waking her up. She acting like she too tired to get up because she be out all night. Mind you, I'm 18. I didn't have a car, nothing. Like I didn't have a job. I was trying to get a job out there. She wasn't helping
Yeah.
do that. And she lived in like bumfuck Egypt in Georgia. Like it wasn't like Atlanta, Georgia. It was like Kingsland, Georgia. Like because her
Oh,
husband was on the Navy base out there. So
gotcha.
yeah, so it's like everything was 30 minutes to an hour away.
Oh,
So I'm like, I had no hope of nothing, like without her help, because she
yeah.
had a car and and around that time, I don't even know. I didn't know how to drive. I just didn't have a car because I got my license in Job Corps because they put you through driver's ed and stuff like that before. That's like a part of your transitioning out and graduating. Is getting your license, building a resume, getting a job, and finishing your trade and getting your high school diploma if you didn't have your high school diploma when you went. Um, so she wouldn't let me do that. So three months wasted out there. After 3 months, I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
gotta go. So I call my brother. I'm like, can you please give me a plane ticket back to California? Tonika not helping me with nothing. Gotta go. And so
Yeah.
he got me my ticket back, and I basically started living with the boy that I was with at Job Corps and went to college. I ended up getting two jobs and going to college full time. Graduated to be a dental assistant and pretty much elevated my life, but went downhill too. So but yeah, childhood was it was it was half and half. Like I said, it was good on my grandmother's behalf, bad on my mom's behalf.
So, so when we look at like, and I think when people experience traumas, right? Like, you come into the world as a kid, and I don't think no kid would say they would want to be with a person who can take care of them, right? Because that's what kids want. They want to nurture. They want somebody there who can provide, who can love them, who can care and cherish them. My thing is when it comes down to like having this trauma in your childhood, what are some things if like being right now, if you could just sit and talk to both your mom and your dad, what are some things you would just tell them, and this is just if they were like one of those people that you could just sit down and talk to, and they're like, okay, hey, the floor is yours. Tell us what you think. Just give us the whole 411. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Okay. So my dad is not a big talker at all.
Okay. Okay.
He still won't even tell me the truth about what he did to my mom.
Okay.
He is so in I ain't even gonna say in denial, but I don't I I think he don't want me looking at him a certain way because I was such a daddy's girl growing up. But he still won't even tell me the truth about what he really did. He makes up a whole story.
Mm,
Um and anything that you ask him is just I don't know, Dejanique. I don't know, Dejanique, because I've asked him everything under the sun. You could think, why did you do that to my mom? I'm like, do you not realize that you're the reason? Because my mom used to be, addicted to prescription pills very bad, and
mhm.
she would overtake them and like ride around in the car with us, and be driving 2 miles per hour, like holding up traffic because she can't stay awake, type of thing. I'm like, why would you talk shit about her
Yeah.
that but you're the reason, and you're not holding yourself accountable. I don't know what you're talking about, Dejanique. I ain't the reason for nothing. She ain't got to do that. She doing that because she want to do that. I'm like, don't get me wrong, abusing it, she is doing that, but she can't help the chronic body pain that she's having because of the injuries that you caused her.
Yeah.
She never even touched a pill or knew about a pill until you did what you did to her.
Yeah.
Now she just this pill popping ass, whatever that you want to call her and stuff like that. But because you put your hands on her and you stabbed her,
Yeah.
so he's very in denial about everything. You can't get nothing out of him. You really can't get nothing out of him. Even when I ask him questions to this day, like he act like clueless. Like what you talking about? What you
Do
talking?
you think? But do you think that's because of like him being in prison, and that's frowned upon in prisons, like a man putting his hand on a woman, or injuring a woman or a kid or something like that. So do you feel like that could play a role? I mean, 14 years is a long time. So do you think like, and again, he might experience with trauma in the prisons. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to work in them, so I know kind of a little bit like what happens when people find out that type of crime, if it makes sense. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So do you think that could play a role in it, or is it you thinking it's just like,
Um, I honestly don't think the prison part is it played a role. I wholeheartedly just believe that he is very much a narcissist and
okay,
a mass manipulator.
okay,
Like, because when I tell you, even his family, they all on one accord with the story, and y'all know the truth. Y'all know, but just
yeah,
because that's their brother, their cousin,
yeah,
their son, they gonna stick beside him.
well, yeah, yeah,
So very much, he very much has narcissistic behavior.
mm,
And I'm glad that I could pinpoint that about him, because as much as I thought I was a daddy's girl, I realized, well, one, my dad don't even care about his kids.
yeah,
If I hear from my dad, it's because I'm reaching out. He don't call me. My son been here for 2 years. I can count on my hands how many times he's seen him. Twice, and I be calling him, telling him, hey, I'll bring him to see you, like, so he can know who you are. He does not care about his children. He been married 3 times since getting out of prison, ain't invited me to not one wedding.
mm,
He's just not like, he just not I don't know. Like he just a womanizer. He's just fascinated with women. That's it. Just doesn't he don't care about his kids. I got two brothers by him. Don't care about neither of us, none of us. It's just he just infatuated with women, just chase women all day long. That's it. And then he told me one time that he don't be too pressed on trying to like talk to me or whatever the case may be because he don't want to deal with my mama. And it's like, how is talking to me dealing with her? You talking to me?
Yeah, because you're grown now.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just an excuse.
Right.
And he like well because you talk to her, you tell her when we talk, and so I'm like I don't be telling her nothing. I said if she call you on her own.
Mm-hmm.
That lady been calling you on her own. She been when has she ever crazy about you? She's crazy about you. That's
Yeah.
something I or you can't stop.
Right.
But that don't mean you got to act the way towards me. But he don't care. It's just he just don't care about his kids. So talking to him, it won't get nowhere. My mama, you could talk to her, but she just she can't hold herself accountable to nothing, to her wrongs.
Mm.
She's never wrong. It's always everybody else. So I don't even talk to her neither because it's like, girl, if you can't admit your wrongs and I can admit my wrongs, but you could sit here because yeah, you right, you is wrong for that and da da da. But then when I tell you you wrong, it's man, fuck that. Da, da, da. You know, like, I don't got time for that.
So
I
do you so when you look at it, and the reason I so when we look at parents now, because growing up, there are some things I experienced in my life too, right? So some different things. And when I talk to my parents about certain things, especially, when you're in your younger years, right, before you become the adult that knows the truth. That's like, no, what y'all threw was me with some smoke. Right. I sat with my parents and I talked to them about some things. I think my dad kept it 100 most of the time. I say 100 most of the time. But now that I'm a grown man, now it's like, okay, I'm going to keep it 100.
right.
But my mom at the same time, it was like, it's like they don't want to give you the truth. They rather try to make excuses on why they did this or why they did that instead of just kind of just being that straight shooter. Like, okay, this what happened. Because, and the reason I say that's because I think the generation of us, like that's in our 30s and mid 30s, things like that, I think we're more so like, just give us the truth. Like, tell us what happened so that we can get that closure and we can heal a lot better because I think the chapter stays open when no one addresses the answer, right? The question we want is a simple answer of I did this because I just wanted to. I wasn't ready for kids. Okay, I can get that. Boom. Okay, you weren't ready for kids. But I think more so is when they start to try to manipulate the answer of, well, I don't know, or well, when I was this, when I was out in the streets, just hypothetically, right? When I was out on the street or in the world, how people would say, I wasn't in my right mind. I wasn't thinking. And it's like, that's vague to me, right? It's like give me some answers. Give me something that I can kind of hold on and kind of think about when I leave here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my next question is like, how are the holidays? Because when you're saying I'm coming up, there's a lot of different things. Dad's in prison, mom's kind of away, grandma's there. How was the holidays?
So the holiday stopped after my grandmother passed away.
Okay.
Now, until birth since till 16, oh, my grandmother made every holiday for me. She made sure I had every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every Easter, every any holiday possible. She made sure of it. I had it all. I'm telling you, I was spoiled up from my grandmother. Even my dad was, I don't know how he did it, but he sent 110 gifts home from prison for Christmas and stuff. Um, but after that, I ain't never seen a holiday since. I ain't
Mm,
never even got together with my family for Thanksgiving or nothing after my grandma
right.
passed away. It was like when she passed away, everybody passed away. Like the family, it wasn't no keeping it going.
Yeah.
It was over with.
Yeah.
My mom, she never like celebrated holidays. So she never like how you said celebrated the holidays. Even when my grandmother did celebrate them, like I think she felt like because I like my grandmother did it all already. She didn't have to, but it was like I wasn't your only kid. You could have did it for your other kids, you know. Like she was the type to make my grandmother feel bad. Like, oh, don't just come in my household and do for one kid and don't do for all. And my grandmother would literally explain to her that like those aren't my grandkids. Like, like
Yeah.
only my grandkid and I'm only one person. Like not like that, but Dejanique is not the only grandkid I got. I still got other kids with other kids.
Yeah.
So not only am I doing for her, I'm doing for all my grandkids. And then you're
Yeah.
making me add these kids that don't even belong to me. But my grandmother did it though. She had a good heart. She did it. She bought gifts for my other siblings and everything. So my mama didn't she didn't do nothing. But once my grandmother died, it all died. I ain't seen no holidays since. I didn't start seeing holidays till I had my own kid and I started doing it for him.
Wow. Now, how do you think listeners are going to view that, like that are out there right now saying when they're listening to this saying, "Wow, why would a grandma say those other kids are not mine?" Because this generation we live in, if a man has a kid with one lady and she got 7 kids,
Mhm.
they gonna want her to do for them 7 kids, even though those are not her grandkids per se. They're going to want her to do. Do you think that would be right though? Or do you think a person should have that choice?
When my mom and my dad was together, she
Okay.
did it was all of the kids, all in all.
Okay.
But once, they had broken up, it was like, okay,
Hmm.
once they had broken up, my mom started letting each kid go with they, be with their real families and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it's like she only one person, she's only working a caregiving job and she's trying to do what she you ain't helping her, you ain't giving her no money towards no kids or nothing. I only could do so much and I'm trying to stick to what she's trying to stick to what her son wanted her to do, which was take good care of me
Yeah.
because I was his only girl. And she putting the load on her. Like it's like I get it though. Like you can't. I personally wouldn't expect if I had another kid the way my son's dad's family is there for my son. I would never expect them to be there for my kid that's not his. The way they're there for my son that is his. Like that's just
Gotcha.
like
That's fair.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Like what like people be expecting too much out of people. Like everybody living in this real life. We all paying real bills and got real responsibilities and you and at this none of the kids is there. Like like that. Like what do people be expecting? I
Right.
stigma of if I come with 7 kids, then you supposed to be there for all 7 kids. I get that, but like once we ain't together no more, okay, let me just applaud me for being there for mine.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, a mother makes it hard
Yeah.
for the father or the father family to be in the kid's life, or just because out of emotions of how they feel towards people. Like give credit where it's due. That I'm even sticking up to being there for my kid, even though you giving me hell and making me go through hell and hot water to do it.
Yeah. So what did you want to be when you were a kid, before trauma, during trauma, and then as you faced a lot of the adversity? What did you want to be, or what did you see yourself doing when you became an adult?
Um, I would say, okay, I wanted to be a dental hygienist really bad.
Okay.
I wanted to be a dental hygienist really bad. And I went to school for it and I tried and I tried and I tried, but I could not pass the math. Like I've always been bad at math in school. And I failed the math class 3 times in college and financial aid stopped paying for it. So I was like, fuck it, I gotta switch careers because this ain't working for me.
Gotcha.
That's initially what I wanted to do. Secondly, I wanted, I really wanted to be an ultrasound tech, just because I had so many complications with my pregnancy, and
Gotcha.
just the emotional attachment that I had with my baby and stuff like that. Like, um, I wanted, but it just it requires a lot of schooling, and I tried to go to school and stuff like that, but going to school and working at the same time and giving 24 hours of my day to, life like I ain't got a kid, it just didn't work like that. I had to drop out of school. So now I'm trying to pursue being a corrections officer, which requires no schooling. And that's something I always wanted to become too. I just didn't, I just kind of thought my like dream of being that was over just because I allowed myself to deal with stuff with inmates, pretty much.
Gotcha. When we look at life, we always look at life through, and I think, and I'm saying we, everybody that has experienced some type of trauma, pain, we look at life through the glass box, as I call it, right? That glass box has a window, and it seems sometimes we can't get out of it. If you had a magic wand, what would you have changed?
I definitely would have changed the relationship between me and my mom.
I can see that.
I definitely would have changed the relationship between me and my mom. Because it didn't have to be the way it was.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
she had a better understanding of, like just her trying to force on me to understand the things that she went through and the trauma that she went through at such
Yeah.
an age that
Hmm.
I wasn't gonna get it because I'm a kid,
Yeah.
like things could have been so different.
Yeah.
Now when I could acknowledge it because I'm grown and I see exactly what she's talking about. Well, I've been trying to tell you this what I've been trying to tell you since you was a kid. And I'm like, do you not get it? I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like in your race, that's me trying to tell my son, oh, your daddy ain't shit, and your daddy did this, and your daddy did that, and
Yeah.
he's not gonna give 2 fucks because he love his dad. Like
Yeah.
like he don't understand it.
Yeah.
But if I had a magic wand, I'd definitely change the relationship between me and my mom because
I
it
can
was
see that.
always searched for that love from her or my dad,
Yeah.
and just just love in general, and just not getting love from the household. It made me search for love in the streets, and at this point I didn't even it wasn't even it wasn't even love. Like if I got loved properly at home, I wouldn't have went through all the traumatic situations that I went through, thinking that
Yeah.
what I was doing was love and it really wasn't love. I couldn't see the signs that people was just using me to their advantage.
Yeah. And it seems like a lot of kids go through that. And I say a lot of kids because today you have a lot of um, what's that word? You kind of have that teenagers raising kids, if it makes sense.
Oh,
So these kids gonna get older and they're gonna look for that love. Looking for love is it can make you fail in so many different ways. And what I'm saying by
Exactly.
failing is because you're like, you're searching. It's like searching for a buried treasure that you know you'll never probably find in that area, but you'll keep
Exactly.
digging just because the mind says keep digging. It's something there, right? And as you get deeper and deeper, obviously you're telling yourself, I just hit something. It could have been a rock. It could have been a pipe. But because of you hit something, now your mind is saying, oh, there's something here. Keep going, keep going, keep going. But the reality is, no, I'm searching for something that I'm not sure about finding because I don't even know what it is. And I think a
Exactly.
lot of people become so accustomed to that, and then when they have kids, if they're not careful, they'll take that and kind of give it to their kids in a way. You know what I'm saying? By saying, here's this platter of this destructive food, eat it. Even though I know it's bad, eat it because that's what I kind of ate it from. And
Exactly.
then when they get older, they kind of walk in that same line. And we as parents be like, what? I know I didn't raise them like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Mm.
what happened? So um as we start moving toward the end, um, as you started to move from childhood to a young teen, um, what would you tell your young self now? If you could look in the mirror at your young self and your young self is looking at you and say, guide me, give me some pointers, give me some tips. What do I need to do?
Oh man, I would literally tell my younger self like, love you with everything in you before you
Yeah,
try to love other people.
yeah,
Put yourself first
yeah,
in every dream that you want to succeed. My problem was I felt like I always had to show my loyalty with actions, and that would get somebody to treat me how I wanted to be treated because, I was loving, I was caring, I was giving,
yeah,
and in our reality, that was the quickest way for me to get used and
yeah,
stepped on and walked over.
yeah,
People, people thought I was gullible just because I was so giving, and but in my head, I'm thinking like this is how I'm supposed to show my loyalty with actions because words don't mean shit. If I'm just telling you something, how is that going to show you?
yeah,
And it literally took me 30 years to realize like you don't show nobody nothing.
yeah,
Show yourself it.
yeah.
All the love that you're trying to dish out to people, put it in yourself.
Correct.
All the how hard you go for people. I done set myself back plenty of times to get others farther in their life trying to support. And then I'm stuck way back here because I done put you before me.
Yeah,
No. This literally, I want to say the middle of 2024 is the first time that I put myself first and start
mm,
to just worry about me and my happiness and making sure that no is my favorite word.
yeah,
Nobody nothing out of me. And I'm gonna do everything that I want to do that makes me happy and go further.
yeah. That's important. Yeah.
And when I tell you, when I started standing on business like that, do you think I got anybody in my corner?
No. Oh no.
Is there
No.
anybody rooting for me?
No. It
Is
can't be.
anybody understanding to that I've been through so much and that is there anybody happy that I'm finally putting me first? No. Everybody mad that I stopped caring about them and worrying about me.
Yeah.
Everybody mad that I'm not their go-to anymore.
Yeah.
But it make you realize and see people true colors and see people for who they really is.
Yeah.
And I should have did it a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you live and you learn. You live and you
Yeah.
learn. But I definitely would tell my younger self, love yourself so much. When I tell you, have standards.
Yeah.
Have standards.
Big time.
I
Yeah.
didn't have standards. I
Yeah.
allowed so much, especially from men. I allowed so much, thinking that like I was the cool girlfriend, like oh okay, like if I want to live this man's fantasy with him having another girlfriend and me too or something like that, like
Yeah.
it'll build us a bond together. We'll be best friends. No, no,
Right.
no, no, no. Well, I tell you, I grew to love myself so much. I wish the fuck I would live a life like that ever again.
Yeah.
You cannot pay me to talk to a nigga that's talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
No, I don't even want my son to see me. Like
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. That hit deep. That
Get
hit deep right there because yeah, because it's when you become like you said when you find out it's like you find yourself at some point, right? You one day wake up and you land in the bed, you're like, this is stupid what I'm doing. I
right,
got to make a change. And I think and honestly, that's what happened. I think, and now I'm saying that because I think a lot of times we all everybody kind of experience that, right? You give
right.
yourself to somebody with the hopes, like you said, of I'm gonna do this with the hopes that it's gonna make us bond together. It's gonna make us become that family, right? Because again, it goes back to the childhood trauma of searching for something, the belonging, the that I gotta feel wanted, right? I gotta feel like you love me. And when I don't feel that, it's like, what's going on? What like talk to me so I can change myself instead of saying, no, I'm gonna change who I'm with.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna change myself, I'm gonna change who I'm with because obviously I shouldn't have to change who I am to satisfy you. Because that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people do that, and that's what the world is doing now because everybody has grown up with that childhood trauma, but nobody's able to talk about it. Because if you talk about it, somebody say, "Oh, you just a delusional person, right?" Oh, or they start trying to manipulate your mind and make you feel like you the one that put yourself in a position, and you're like, "Hey, I just came into this life. This was the hand I was dealt. What do you
Mhm.
want me to do? I don't have the big spade. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the big spade. Somebody else on the table has the big spade. I got to kind of just play my hand and get my books, you know what I'm saying? In the way I can get them. And I think that's what happens to not to a lot of people because that just happens. And then it's like, I'm going to say, I'm glad you found that before you got married because that would have been the hardest part is being with somebody, you make that commitment of, I'm okay, then we're going to be this. But it's like, they might not be ready for it. You know what I'm
But
saying? And
the
you're like
is I
pushing the gas, you know?
but the craziest thing is I've been married.
Oh, okay.
I've been married. I married my son's father, and I married the first person that I was ever, the first boy that I ever liked. I met him in the second grade and dated him from the fifth grade until I was like 20 years old. And then I met my son's dad and was with him from like 20 to 27, 28.
Gotcha.
So, and I married both of them. But I'm telling you, like them years of my lives, it was just me, I guess, like pleading and begging to keep a man,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it wasn't because it was genuine on both ends. It was
Gotcha. Yeah.
I wanted love. I wanted to be I wanted to feel loved.
Yeah.
So I did whatever to keep that man.
Right.
And once I start putting my foot down and changing things and having standards for myself,
Yeah.
the men start disappearing. Like
Yeah.
they wasn't okay with the program that I wanted to run. If it wasn't about them, it wasn't about nothing.
Yeah.
But it woke me up. It opened my eyes. It allowed me to
Right.
see that okay, good. Like how long you shouldn't even give a man another chance once they cheat on you.
Yeah.
But in these situations with both of these men, I was given chances after chances after chances. And it was like I'm starting to think they think I'm just a dummy, like.
Yeah.
And at this point, I was, because I'm so head over heels. You couldn't pay me to leave him.
Yeah.
Literally, I done went through hell and high water with both of them.
Right.
Pay me to leave them. Like I was, and that was how fucked up in the head that I was, because I'm thinking like us going through things and getting
Yeah.
it made us stronger. And
Yeah.
but no, no, it make you stupider at this point. It makes you stupider.
I'm sure there's some other people that's gonna listen to that, listening out there that's gonna say, man, give us more, because I mean, when you look at it, it's like we, everything in your childhood, it comes full circle. Your past, for some reason, it catches up to you. And as we get to the close, because with this being just part one,
Mm,
and we get to the close of this, the childhood part, right? We're going to close this childhood section. What do you feel as you move forward? What are some things you feel need to be addressed in your life to get you from away from the childhood to now I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I need to move forward. I need to move on. I gotta let that go.
okay, so I hold grudges. I need to let go of hate, of the way I feel about people who have harmed me.
Okay.
I need to forgive, and I need to I need to learn how to communicate better in situations that are problematic.
Yeah.
If sense, like, instead of being problematic with the person,
Yeah.
and like, oh bitch, we could do that. We'll do it, instead of being reverse it. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
got all that. It was a misunderstanding. I need to communicate better, because
Yeah.
I'm very hot headed. And once I feel like somebody, I automatically, like, I talk in defense mode, because I already feel the world is against me.
Right.
And I feel like I have no loyalty towards me. Nobody is loyal towards me. So I'm in defense mode with everybody. Like, I don't know if it's I don't know if they're genuine or not, because it's like I done been crossed so many times, and everybody done played against me, who I thought was, in my corner, that I'm just so in defense mode. Like, I gotta change that. Like, I'm even tired of living like that. Like,
Right.
I'm tired. Like, I literally go to church every Sunday, because I'm tired of living like as an angry person, or just
Yeah.
feeling like the world is against me, or I got 99 problems with people, just because, like, it's exhausting.
Oh yeah. I believe it.
So
Yeah.
I would say those three things, like, not holding grudges, not being so problematic and living in defense mode, and letting go of my past. I really need to let go of my past. Like, I've been through so much that, like, it's always a topic of a conversation. Like, even with, like, even when I'm talking to, like, my son's dad or something, like, he's changed so much. Like, I can see the change in him so much. Like, he's so positive, and I'm still so negative with him. Like, and he's like, why do you gotta be so negative? Like, and that just comes from me, just the trauma that I've been through with him. Like, I need
Right.
to let go. And that's what
Right.
he my mom. I need to let go of that with her too. It's them two main people right there. My mom, and I need to let it go.
Yeah.
Seriously. I
Yeah.
need to let it go.
Oh yeah. Well, as we conclude this, I do want to give you some words of encouragement, as we continue this journey from your childhood into our next segment. But I do want to just say, there are things that we all got to work on. You know, you're not just the only person in the world that's got to work on it, but we all got to do it. And I think it takes a community of people to do that because, you know, the accountability, as you stated in the beginning, how can I be accountable if I don't have anybody keeping me accountable, right? How do I overcome things if I don't have anybody who can be in my corner? It's like a boxer, right? A boxer is getting beat up in the fight, and there's somebody in the corner that's saying, "Okay, you got to stay in there." They're giving them that push, even though they see them going through this hurt, this trauma, these things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's somebody there, and I think a team of people. You know, putting yourself around a group of people um who kind of who give you um that 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 who speak life into you. You know, you got to have people who speak life into you, encourage you, tell you you can do it. You got to. It's like that. It's like a kid who plays sports, right? Having somebody in your corner that's just saying, "Hey, keep going, keep pushing." When you're tired, when everything's against you, when that past start creeping up on you, because it's gonna creep up. That's the human nature, right? Even when you you get past things, that past gonna come back, and you're gonna be like, "Yo," you're gonna be sitting there thinking like, "I'm upset again. I'm pissed."
One of the problems that I'm having is the life that's being spoken to me is from the people that caused me the trauma. So I feel like it's full of shit. But it's like I gotta stop. I have to get out that mindset
Yeah,
because like I told you, my mom, she's changed. Now she all into church, and my baby daddy changed. He all positive, and they constantly telling me that just like to do things differently, stuff like that. I'm like, how in the fuck are you telling me? And y'all the reason why I'm like this. Like,
yeah,
so I just it's like I very much have to change my mindset too.
yeah,
I I I need to recognize and accept the fact that they have changed and that I could change too.
yeah, yeah,
So that's just that's just a part of letting go of the trauma, because it's like how it's easy. I mean, it's like how the fuck is the people that caused me the trauma is speaking life into me?
yeah.
That's crazy. But
Oh yeah,
that may just be how the universe works.
maybe. And as we conclude this episode, there's gonna be more episodes, so y'all stay tuned. Um, Not only that, y'all know, make sure y'all tune in to Fraser Chronicles podcast on all major podcasting platforms, to include YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, anything podcast, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Make sure y'all tune in. Any final words you want to give the listeners out there?
um Stay tuned because it's going to get good. I promise y'all.